As someone with an African parent and an African American parent, I fear we're losing the plot. We are not each other's enemies. White supremacy is. And when we sit here and do these arguments all day, every fucking year, we're moving further and further from the plot. We're putting fingers at the wrong people. It's getting tired. Everybody wrong. Just shut up. Damn. And if you are like me and have an African parent and an African American parent, I just want to know how you feel through these diaspora wars. Because, baby, we tired. I'm tired. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired.
This African and foundational Black American diaspora war is heating up and it's getting real crazy. Now, I'm hearing mixed reviews on both sides. I'm hearing some Africans talk trash and really doubling down on the things that they say about Black Americans. But then I'm hearing Black Americans say, hey, listen, we boycotting. I'm hearing some of them say, man, I ain't taking part in that, man. I don't want no parts of that. I don't have no African enemies. So it's just, I'm hearing a whole bunch of stuff, right? You know what I mean? You know, on both sides. But I'll say this, right? Living in Philadelphia, growing up here, Liberians and Ghanaians were the most integrated Africans, right? And I get along with a lot of Liberians, right? We have little Africa here, but a lot of the other groups, when they come, they don't really associate with Black Americans. They stay over there in their own little conclaves, and they don't really bother with us or talk to us or anything, right? And a lot of them, they do call us slaves or have kind of crazy names, because the Liberian brothers and sisters tell us. They tell us what they say about us, right? But listen to what this African woman was saying about us, about the diaspora wars. Check this out.
If only this reached the consensus of all African and Caribbeans, everybody from Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, and Africa, if this meet your consent, since the Black American want to go to war, let's see. All of us that call out one day from work, all of us across the United States, all immigrants call out from work. Yes. If they want to go to war, let's see what they can prove. And also, all immigrants, like your businesses from all Black Americans, simple as that. Don't let them go into your grocery store. Don't let them go into your restaurant. Don't let them go into your salon. You want to go to war? We will. And also, we can ask all our African doctors, yeah, boycott all Black American treatment. Like I said, you don't want to go to war with African. Trust me. We are 54 freaking country. The population of African in the United States is more than your Black American population. Just so you know.
Now, this woman, right, who is an African, she called for all immigrants. She called for all Trinidadians, Jamaicans, African immigrants to boycott. But then she said something that was damning. She said the immigrants that's in the healthcare facilities and doctors to refuse treatment to Black Americans. Now, mind you, this woman is a foreigner in a foreign country. And what she just did was very dangerous and a slippery slope. And it can cost her job. Because now we get into the integrity part. So you mean to tell me that a foundational Black American are coming in for treatment and you will refuse the treatment? You're not in your country where see, because we know how you guys treat your own people in your country based off of tribalism. You're not in your country. You can't do that. See, this is online stuff. There's a lot of Black people that's not online. They don't even know what foundational Black American is. They're not a part of this diaspora war. But you're putting that out there to tell doctors to refuse treatment. Right? You shouldn't be working in no healthcare facility. We can't trust you. You're not mentally stable to work with anybody. But this is what some people are saying out there.
That house, start that business. Meanwhile, you were born here and you have nothing.
You know, these diaspora wars are getting out of control. I mean, when I tell you how many foreign creators that I see that talk about, Black Americans, you got your UK girlies talking about Black American woman. And then you got, all these other immigrants, talking down on Black Americans. And, You know, I honestly don't really see a whole lot of Black Americans talking about other countries, talking about immigrants. I don't see that, so maybe I could be wrong in thinking that this is a one-sided war or diaspora war. It seems to be very one-sided because I personally have not seen very many other than doing a reaction like what I'm doing. I have not seen Black Americans start any fights. Now, what I will say is, just according to her video, there probably are some Americans in general, not even just Black Americans, who might be jealous of the success of other people who come over here. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that you're just making all of this up. But what I am saying also is that it seems like a lot of you guys choose to only see the ones that are not successful. Like, you never talk about the ones that are successful. You choose to completely ignore the very large population of very highly educated Black Americans, Black women, even Black men who are very successful, who own businesses, who own property, who are extremely successful. You choose to completely ignore that they exist at all. And you only choose to focus and pay attention on the ones who are jealous and unsuccessful. There are populations in every single country, in every single nation, that have unsuccessful people. I'm pretty sure you are aware of some of them. There's countries that have entire populations of people who cannot find success. So when you come over here, there's gonna be some people who are gonna be poor. There's going to be some people who are lazy. There's going to be some people who don't have any hustle or any get up. That's everywhere. If you were to take 100% of the population in your country and drop them in the middle of the United States, all of them are not going to be successful. Everybody does not have that get up and that gall. Okay, so let's not make it seem like 100% of the time, 100% of immigrants are going to be successful.
So that sister was like, y'all tend to only focus on the ones that ain't successful. Y'all don't focus on the ones that are. There's a lot of successful Black people. I got news flash to a lot of immigrants from the Caribbean, from Africa. You guys only come to America because you've seen us here. You've seen us successful. You wouldn't come to America if you didn't see other Black people doing things. You came here when the coast was clear. You saw Black doctors. You saw Black lawyers. You saw Black comedians. You saw Black people of all ilk doing everything. So to come here and talk about how you achieving things, you achieving everything that we did already, that we did first, and we opened up the door, right? So another sister said this.
Somebody need to talk to the Africans, and whoever had that conversation with them, I hope y'all versed in economics and try to explain to these people they're not gonna win this, and they think they is. Y'all seen the videos? I saw one, the lady was saying, we are going to go to war. We are going to go to war. And if an African American tries to come into your business, you turn them away. We could be assholes and come to your business and let you turn us away because of our race and then sue you. This is America. We can sue for that. They don't even understand how this works. But you know what? It's cool to see y'all sticking up for yourselves, even though it's the wrong reasons and against the wrong people. Because I done seen videos of y'all over there in Africa. Chinaman got y'all in the whole kung fu pickle. Pop, 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 pop. Or they got a Chinaman with a stick beat out of y'all. So it is nice to see y'all sticking up for yourselves, even if it is for the wrong reasons, even if it is for against the wrong people. But at the end of the day, y'all need to realize the Black dollar, especially within y'all businesses, means a lot. All we asking y'all is to with us. You would think we asking these to go back to Makoko. Google Makoko.
So the sister was saying, like, y'all so hyped to take us to war, right? But y'all complaining about the governments in your country. You got Asians just going into Africa, running wild, setting up all kinds of stuff, and not including you guys, basically taking over the minerals of the country. You got all kinds of stuff, but y'all quick to go to war with us. When y'all come into our communities, y'all safe. There's no xenophobia in these East Coast corridors with Africans, right? We don't destroy y'all communities. We don't run down on y'all. We don't do none of that. Y'all get ingratiated and embraced into the community whenever y'all move here. That's the fact. That's the truth, right? So this brother really said this.
You don't want to go to war with Black Americans. Right now, we're smelling ourselves and we're feeling good, and we like the way it feels. And we're ready to take on any battle that you bring us, so be careful who you are. If you're a friend, be a friend. If you call yourself American Indian and you're a native, okay, we're not going to fight with you. We get all that stuff and that paperwork settled out somewhere else, because we know who we are. We are American Indians. We are the original people who have been here thousands of years before anybody came to this land. And we even finding it now impossible for the so-called numbers of people who were brought here on those ships to be accurate. So you don't want to fight with black people right around now. We smelling ourselves, and we smelling pretty good. So please, back up, sit down, take your petition. We'll hear you later.
Well, as I'm scrolling through Twitter, looking for more content, to make more money, to put up more content for you guys out there, right? I ran into this. Freedmen Nation, Status, Power, and Protection. American Freedmen Legal Fund. Legal Defense and Policy Advocacy arm of the Freedmen Reparations Fund Trust. Fighting for rights, justice, and protections of verified American freedmen, right? So we have this. We have received all her work information. We are moving forward. We now have full documentation of her employment and professional affiliations. Because of her actions, freedmen patients are being placed at risk. See? This is not only unethical, it is a direct threat to our community's health and safety. Let this be clear. If you choose to attack freedmen while serving in institutions that operate within the United States, understand that you are accountable under the very systems you work for. Do not call for a war while collecting paychecks under the protections of this country. You cannot work in public service and harm the public. We are moving forward with a formal complaint. Every policy, every license, every oath. We will, we will hold you to it. Now again, these are people that come and they get caught up in this internet stuff and they start running their mouth, right? They start running their mouth and they lose sight of you are a foreigner on foreign land in somebody else's country, right? The best thing you should have did was shut your mouth, because if I'm in Liberia or Ghana or whatever and there's an issue going on, I'm going to shut my mouth and try to work things out with the locals. I'm not going to go there and talk about some, you want to go to war, let's go to war in somebody else's country. So somebody said, outstanding. She's talking about war. We need to send her right back to that war-torn country she fled from, right? So then it gets ugly, right? Somebody else said, these are whatever the danger rules or something, and they are all over the medical field. Our black lives are in danger, right? Somebody else said she needs to be fired and deported. Revoke her license indefinitely. It's probably fake anyway. Oh my God. She should never be allowed to re-enter the U.S., let alone practice or work here or even exist here again. So, like, this thing it's not good. All that mouth, right? Then somebody else said, yes, I can agree with this. We are standing up for ourselves against the disrespect and hate we receive. But never once have we called out for war. That's just crazy. She was also calling for every immigrant to go to war with us. She shouldn't be in healthcare. That's dangerous. Man. So they end up finding her, getting all her stuff, right, and her information. And somebody said, let me help y'all out. Her name is Kumba. So, like, man, information, her boss, they got her boss's information. Man, like I said, this is crazy, right? So, man, I at this point, it gets real ugly. Because, like I said, I live here in Philadelphia on the East Coast corridor where you have a lot of Africans. And outside, like, we're not really beef with Africans. But I want y'all to see what this Asian guy said about black people globally and his views about us. Check this out.
If black people all over the world are to be really and truly liberated, okay, y'all have to stop this beef with each other. Y'all have to stop this self-hate and really come together as a people, okay? Because everybody's against you. Everybody's against black people all over the world, no matter what part of the world you come from, no matter what part of the world you're born in, okay? Black Americans, why don't you boycott all these Asian businesses that have done you no good but exploit off of you and take your money? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to boycott African businesses when you should very much be patronizing them, okay, and treating them as your own, as black people, Okay? You're not going to do that. You're not going to boycott all these Asian, Arab, Indian businesses in your communities exploiting off of you, but you're going to boycott your very own blood. You're going to boycott your very own family, your very own lineage. I just don't understand. Okay? Now, for those of you that want to continue believing whatever the fuck you want to believe, go ahead and end up getting destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Okay? But I'm going to continue to say, as well as many other people, if you all are to be really and truly liberated, okay, no matter what part of the world you're from, you need to come together.
Now, I'm going to say this, right? As Black Americans, we got our own issues amongst ourselves and things that we need to iron out here in this country. But one thing I know for certain, and one thing I know for sure, we've always put our issues to the side to fight for everybody else. And I want people to hear what I'm about to say, because I'm going to get historical for a minute. We fought for Africans to come to this country and Black Caribbeans because we wanted to get our numbers up here. We understood we was fighting against W supremacy and we was outnumbered. So we wanted to get our numbers up so we can have larger voting blocks as a group and we can fight together as a people, as one group, one family, one nation. We understood this. What we didn't realize was this Black thing wasn't this big utopia. These other Blacks will come here and be diametrically opposed to our ideas. We didn't understand that they would come here and acquiesce to W supremacy and the W folks and be against us. A. Philip Randolph talked about the Black immigrants that came here from different places in the 30s, right? He complained about them. We was warned by so many Black intellectuals and leaders, right, to be careful with a lot of these immigrants. Now, does that mean that it's all immigrants? No, because there's a lot of immigrants that's 10 toes down and actually support us. I showed the videos, right? But as Black people, we're going to say we foundational Black Americans or we're freedmen. We're going to have to start acting like it. We're going to have our own businesses. We're going to have to start really getting our stuff, our communities and our stuff together where we 10 toes down, right or wrong, weak or strong, man. Because they feel emboldened that they can do this thing because they feel like we don't have anything or we're not strong enough to protect ourselves, right? And I'm not really for a war with Africans. I'm not really I don't think that we should really be going to war with Africans, in my opinion, as FBA. I think we should just be focusing on ourselves and doing what we need to do for ourselves as a group, right? We had enough is enough, right? I know that they call us names, Akatas. I know that they come here and they stay away from us, and that's fine. That's fine. I know from my experience, because I can't speak for everybody Black in America across America, because it's different cultures. When you deal with foundational Black Americans in different states. But here in Philadelphia, Liberians and Ghanaians, they really are integrated into the culture. We get along with them, but the other groups, no, not so much. They do talk about us. They do say very disparaging and nasty things about us and don't want to be a part of us. And you see them with a white woman or a W man and all this kind of stuff. And they look down on us. They do, and it's the truth. And it's not, and I'm saying this not for war, but for dialogue. More dialogue. Because listen, y'all, we might have called y'all names back in the day and stuff like that, but we didn't call y'all nothing that we didn't call ourselves. We call everything that we call you guys, we call ourselves that first. And a lot of times when we calling you a name, we actually really ingratiating you into the culture. We're bringing you in because that's just part of African-American humor, foundational Black American humor. That's all that is. It's not that we hate you guys. We never hated you guys. Right? We was never even trained to hate you. I grew up in an era where everything was red, black, and gray, and the black medallions is an African thing you better recognize. I grew up in that, so we was never trained to hate you guys. We don't like the fact that when some of y'all come here, you look down on us as if you're better than us, but you fled your country. And then you come here and say that we lazy and this, but this is the thing. And you say that, well, your government wasn't giving you a chance. Well, our government can't allow you to come here to replace us. We've been fighting against our government for generations. But you come here with the same argument, but got the nerve to look down on us. That's weirdo stuff. And then don't want to be affiliated with us. That when we go to your country, y'all got all kinds of stuff going on from village to village. But then come here and be judgmental towards Black folks. That's what we got the problem with. We voted and fought for y'all to come here so we can get our numbers up so we can fight together as one family, a global family. We found out that a lot of y'all wasn't practicing Pan-Africanism. You wasn't. He wasn't. So, man, it's you know, and I think that that's where the dialogue has to be. I'm not really with, I don't like, I support my people. But I don't want to fight with Africans. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in getting ourselves together as foundational Black Americans so we can be successful and start winning. That's what I'm more interested in, right? But this woman, she did all that. Now she's in serious trouble because they coming for you because you ran your mouth online. And I wouldn't be surprised if you end up back in Africa running your mouth like that. Shut up. You in somebody else's house. So show some respect. Show some respect. That's it. Like, understand, y'all need to study more foundational Black Americans' history before y'all start running your mouth. Stop running your mouth so much. And understand how you got here and why we even wanted you here in the first place. So I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till next time. Peace.